Final night of the Republican National Convention has just ended. President Donald Trump has officially accepted the GOP nomination for president with a speech over 70 minutes long.
It was much longer than Joe Biden spoke for last week during the Democrats. Let's get right to WGN political analyst Paul Lisnek and WGN political reporter Tahman Bradley. Gentlemen, why don't we give you each a moment to give us your takeaways from tonight. Tahman?
Well, a successful convention in terms of driving home the message of law and order, the message there will be anarchy in the street if Joe Biden is elected president, and you don't want to do that. You want to stay the course with President Trump. But tonight, what we didn't hear, and this is kind of true of last week as well, are the kitchen table issues. If you are a person who lost your job because of COVID-19 and you're not sure how you're going to get back into the economy and you don't know how you're going to pay for medicine that you might need, that was not addressed tonight. Increasing funding for police would seem to be the solution, because that's what we heard time and time again. This, as you mentioned, longer than an hour's speech was repetitive. It had the same themes about anarchy in the streets, Democrat-controlled cities that are out of control. But that's the message the Republicans wanted to drive home to reach their base.
And Paul, tell us a little bit about your takeaway. He was saying that the Democrats didn't have a policy. Well, it didn't seem that there was a policy tonight either.
Well, look, for one thing, you got to give President Trump his due. I mean, he did not go off script. He was strong. The people that support him loved what they saw tonight. I don't think there's any question about that. Democrats now frustrated, probably wish they could have another convention to respond, but they can't. Essentially here, remember that the president's goal, he did talk about some things for the future. We heard more about reducing taxes and some of the things that Republicans do like to do. So we didn't hear any grand plans, like a Space Force kind of a thing for the new century here. But I will say this, that he went after Joe Biden very tough, put him down, said all sorts of bad things. If you're after people who are in the middle, Micah, people who are undecided, then the question is, do you give Biden a break and let people sort of just hear about the great things that the Republicans and the Trump administration has done and will do, rather than taking down Joe Biden with some things that weren't true, like Joe Biden doesn't follow the science, when Joe Biden has told us it's exactly what he does.
67 days until Americans vote, if not earlier. You can read complete coverage of the 2020 election on our website. We've got a special section with highlights from both the Republican and Democratic national conventions. You'll find that at WGNTV.com/elections.